Hey everyone, Steven here from Adolescence, and welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you so much for watching. And today we're going to be taking a look at my next fragrance review. This is actually the winner of my subscriber's choice, and the fragrance is by Thierry Mugler. It's called Angel Men Pure Malt. So here is the bottle. Pretty cool looking bottle, very akin to the original Angel Men. This one was released in 2009, or I should say originally released in 2009. And the perfumer for this one is Jacques Huclier. Jacques Huclier has done the original Angel Men, which was released in the mid-90s, as well as many, if not all, of the other flankers. So the first flanker to be released was Pure Coffee, and then they came out with Pure Malt, and then Pure Havane, Les Parfums de Cuir, also known as Pure Leather, and then Pure Wood, and now Ultra Zest, and just one flanker after another, and they're now even taking it to the next level because they released a flanker of a flanker. They released Pure Malt Creation. Now, I don't know if this and Creation smell similar or different. Many people online do say that there are some differences between the two. I cannot attest to that because I have not smelled it. But this one was originally released, like I said, in 2009. It was originally released as a limited edition, so after a while they did take it off the market, and then the price became super inflated, and you were able to find it online, like on eBay and Amazon, for upwards of $300 a bottle. And now they did re-release it. You can buy it on MuglerStore.com, Mugler.com, and MuglerStoreUSA.com for a very reasonable price. I think it's $88 or $89 for a bottle. So I'm gonna let you guys know what I think this one smells like. Next up, let's take a look at the presentation. So the box for Pure Malt has this kind of holographic border encompassing the perimeter of the front of the box. Really nice, really well done. I like the color combination, you know, the gold star, the name, everything about it. Some information on the fragrance here on the side, a nice detailed graphic here on the back, and some more information on the other side with the serial number UPC code at the very bottom of the box, and the logo that says Le Liqueurs de Parfums, so the the liquor perfumes, if you will, and you have the logo, the crest here at the top. Really well done. As far as the bottle goes, here it is. You have this iconic gold color on the inside, which really matches the presentation of the box. Nothing going on at the back. You do have some information engraved in the bottom. Nothing going on at the top. The sprayer works pretty well. It's just hard to get a grip on it. I know some people actually cut out the top portion here to get a better grip, but other than that, that's my only qualm. That has been the presentation for Angel Men Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler. So as far as the name of this fragrance goes and what it implies, Pure Malt, this fragrance does actually contain malt. Malt is an ingredient that's used in whiskey, and it's used in the fermentation of whiskey. And this fragrance is an homage, or a tribute, if you will, to traditional Irish whiskey. So of course that's a move that they did purposely on their part. But this fragrance actually also contains another note which is extracted from whiskey, which I'll talk to you about in just a little bit. So there is the note of malt, which has a flavor profile, or an odor profile I should say, that's very reminiscent to the cereal barley, but it kind of smells like beer and whiskey. And in the opening, when you first apply it, you do have that perfumer's alcohol, and of course alcohol smells like alcohol. So when you first smell it, it does have a very strong boozy characteristic to it because of the malt. So I do have to agree, malt is a very strongly concentrated note in this scent. It actually does smell very heavily of whiskey and maybe a little bit of beer. It doesn't smell too much like the ales and lagers that I have come across, but more so like whiskey, I would say. But then you also have a dried fruit nuance to it, kind of like a plum and some berries, and it actually smells really nice. And then you have some Oriental notes. So what do they mean by Oriental notes? Well, when we take a look at the classification, we have vanilla, we have resins like labdanum and benzoin, we have patchouli, which is heavily used in Oriental scents, and the original Amen has a lot of patchouli. One thing that I can say is that the patchouli note in this one isn't as strong, but I do sense some other similarities from the original to this one, even though I do think they both smell very different. Like I get a little bit of coffee in this one too, I get a little bit of those fruity notes from the original, I definitely get a little bit of tonka bean and vanilla in the base, and this fragrance does contain coumarin, which is found in tonka bean. You can actually read it on the back of the box. But what is the strongest note in this scent? This scent contains something called maltol. And maltol is a naturally occurring organic compound that's actually extracted from roasted malt. So like I said, this one contains malt, which is used in the fermentation of whiskey, but maltol is used as a flavor enhancer, and it's used in everything from breads and cakes and even soda. But ethyl maltol, which is what's contained in this fragrance, actually has an odor profile that resembles caramel, sugar, and fruits. Alright, cooked fruits. So when you look at the note breakdown that's released by Thierry Mugler, this one contains malt, contains dried fruits, and it contains Oriental Notes, which is what the sugar can be categorized into. So in reality, they use this one note to represent all three of those things. So that's an example of how with marketing, they can make you think there are certain things in the fragrance when it could actually be one note attributing to that one overall smell, which is not to say that that's the only thing that's giving off the fruity, the sugary, and the malt smells. There may be other things in there as well, but I'm saying that one note is actually the strongest note in this scent, and it's called maltol, M-A-L-T-O-L. Now there are some other nuances to it too. You got some mild woods in the base as it starts to dry down, and this is a great scent, guys. I do have to put that out there. It's one of my favorites. It has made many of my top lists. I love wearing this in the fall and the winter. I think the performance is great. It does really, really well in those seasons. I would highly recommend you check this one out. This is one of my favorite flankers from the Angel Men line. I would like to see them branch out and start to do something new, but as far as flankers go, this one is one that they did an excellent job with. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Last up, we have the rating. First up, we have uniqueness and overall smell, and I ended up giving this scent a 10 out of 10. Now, fixatives were used very successfully, hence the reason why this fragrance lasts as long as it does. It's a very unique composition, despite the fact that it is a flanker. It is a fragrance all in its own. It does stand out, and it's very different from the original. You do get a lot of compliments. Compliment factor is very high. My fiance absolutely loves this scent, and it's a very addictive smell and hypnotizing as well. It seems like whenever I wear it, I can't take my hand away from my nose because I constantly keep smelling it throughout the day. So uniqueness and overall smell, very, very pleasant. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. Longevity is also a 10 out of 10. Just like the original Angel Men, this one performs very, very well, despite the fact that it's an eau de toilette concentration. I do get 10 plus hours with this one. Some people online will tell you they get 12 plus hours with this one. So excellent longevity. Projection is also a 10 out of 10 too. With this fragrance, it does radiate beyond an arm's length for the first 3 to 4 hours of application. And on my skin, I have very dry skin. That's actually excellent projection. As far as versatility goes, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I had to scale it back a little bit. First of all, even though it is marketed for men, I do find this one to be a rather unisex scent. I wouldn't mind smelling all those sweet and fruity and sugary caramel-like notes on a woman, so I do think it's fairly unisex. I think this one would work better for somebody who's a little bit younger, although the boozy quality would work really well on somebody who's a little bit older as well. I guess just perhaps not somebody in their 60s or 70s. I would probably reach for something a little bit more woodsy, more refined, if I were that age when I get there. And I think in terms of seasons, because of the great performance that it bears, it would work better in the colder weather. I think it would be overkill in the hotter weather. And social scenarios, this could work really well casually. I think it's affordable enough that you can wear it casually. It would work really well on a night out, very playful. This is one of the best contenders for like a night out party clubbing scent. And you can also wear this in a shirt and tie or suit and tie, because I usually drink when I'm in a shirt and tie or suit and tie, whether I'm at a wedding or some other professional scenario. So this kind of has that feel to it too. So versatility is actually pretty good. As far as the presentation goes, I really like what they did. My only qualm is that the sprayer is a little bit hard to spray or to get a good grip on it. I know some people actually cut out the top portion so they can get a better grip on it, but I like the color coordination and the combination of it and the name and everything. I ended up giving this one a 9 out of 10, excuse me. Overall, I'm going to give Angel Men Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler a 10 out of 10. This is a great fragrance. It's a spectacular flanker. They did really, really well on this. The hype is true about this one. It's a fantastic scent. I love how they took the note of maltol and instead of making it a secondary or a tertiary note like they have in many other fragrances, they shed the spotlight on it. That was a really nice creative risk taken on behalf of the company, and they knocked this one out of the park. So there you have it, guys. That was my review on Angel Men Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler. If you own or have tried this scent, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos and frequent giveaways. So again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This has been Steven with another fragrance review from Red Essence. I'll see you soon.